Okay. Masters 2. I'm expecting a lot more out of this one. I'm going to preface this one as I've done the other two videos. Now that I have my audio working, I'm kind of speed running them. I've already seen this replay. I really know where to point out. I'm going to 8x it through your entire opening because you're, in terms of like macro and everything, it's fine. There's only one weird thing that I do want to point out. I'm going to pause it at all the key moments. Like, look, Masters 2, deadly. We've got like hammer hotkeys, all of this. The only weird thing that I don't really like is, sweet, we take the early third. I'm fine with that. But look, we pull off gas super early and we don't even have link speed. Like, I appreciate the fact that you pull off gas, but brother, let's get link speed.
High cluster
So,
first
he's gonna open up Void Ray, which is the meta. Like, there's really, this is all stock standard. We scout it, everything's looking good, but we take. I'm really not too sure why our thought process was all in. If you were just worried about it going into Skytoss, yeah, sure, maybe, but like, there's so many better ways to deal with this. If we're gonna do this Queen Ling flood all in that we do here, we need to get the creep highway going. Like, this is it's a long rush distance with the rocks and everything, with how slow queens are off creep. What I'd love to see here, because like, we've got gas, we're mining gas. We can definitely get a layer. We can put an overlord here, 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 and just make the creep highway. So that way our reinforcements are coming that much quicker. This Void Ray comes in, gets so much damage. My brother, I understand what we're trying to do, but look at these two queens. We could have just deflected this. But instead we don't. Alright, so everything's coming slowly. Unfortunately, we get scouted here. You know, it would have been deadly to show up by surprise, but that was unlikely from the get-go. Okay? The queen is a little weird. I'm sure he's thinking, what the hell? We lose a queen, which really sucks. But as soon as these lings and then the roaches, he gets vision of the roaches, he immediately knows what's up. Recall comes down. Boom. So, we're committed, right? 38 drones to 47 probes. We're committed. We have to do this now. I don't like it, but we're doing it. We miraculously get a lot of damage done. Not well, like, it's definitely sloppy, but even though we're taking losses, the Protoss ends up taking more. Look at these queens, how they're positioned, okay? We have 4 queens here. Now, at any given time, 2 of them are attacking. Sometimes a third one is, but there's always one left out. There's always one that's not attacking. We're fighting into shield battle. Look at this. This Protoss is taking vials to his Void Rays. Understandably so, there's a lot going on, but I'm not here to talk about the Protoss. World's shittiest overcharge comes in right here. Just for the walls. Overcharges the battery. No power. Fucks off. So now it's on creep. Thankfully, you don't push into the node. Again, this is sloppy. But we're getting a lot of damage done. We've killed 17 drone probes. We actually go up to 20, I believe. We kill the natural, turn around, kill the third. We don't need to fuck with this. I mean, honestly, we could have gone up the ramp and forced the issue, but I'm happy to see that we didn't, because for all we know, we have no idea what's up there. We don't have any way to get high ground vision right now safely. Like, there could be 2 Archons. We don't want to fight in this tight choke. So, I'm digging it, okay? We got a lot of fucking damage done, and we are back in the game. What are we making at home? 6 drones. When we're ahead, get more ahead. I love it, but within reason, okay? He's got 27 probes to our 55 drones. Now, we do have 10 queens. We can deal with whatever Void Rays he's going to send across. But there's a limit as to how much further ahead we want to get. Like, we're on 3 hatches. I want to see you take a 4th, because we're starting to float some money here. And let's just get a ground army up. Let's get a real comp going. And that way, if he tries to counterattack on, like, my idea for what he should be doing here is, you know, 2 base all in that's going to come at you. And he's going to come at you hard. But, I mean, like, again, we've got the 10 queens. We're able to deal with any amount of Void Rays. They come in here. This is insanely close, okay? I don't like this at all. Look how close this hatchery comes to dying. We have 5 Void Rays versus 11 queens here. 12 queens. And look how close it gets. Thank God we got the transfuses off on time. So, what do we have right now? A shit ton of lings. What does he have right now? 2 immortals plugging the wall and an adept. 7 void rays. Look at this wall. First off, it's not even a wall. If nothing else, even if we're not sending all of our lings to his main right or to his natural right now to do a run by and win the game, which we would, why are we not just poking in? Why are we not checking it? Like, look, we got a ling here. We got an overseer here. At least we're coming in for the scout. Still don't have overlord speed. But, like, I dig the fact that we're double scouting to see what's up. But if I saw this, I would drop everything. We know we're already ahead. Ling flood this bastard. There's not even a wall. And even if he puts a pylon there, it's a 2 pylon wall. Oh, we could have won the game already. So we scouted the fact that there's no wall. What do we have in production? More drones. Okay. I'm going to 8x this for a while. We could have won the game there, but we decided not to. We decided to play the late game. So that's kind of on us. If we know our opponent's going Skytoss, which do we? Yes. Look, we've got the multiple Stargates. We understand what's coming at us. There is a very tight window for where we can bust them down without using spellcasters. And that window is like 8 to 12 minutes. I'm being generous there because it varies on the player, it varies on, you know, the MMR and all of that. But the 8 to 12 minute is a really good, you know, benchmark. After 12 minutes, if your opponent is going Skytoss, even with the amount of damage you've done to this dude, I mean, he's slowly getting back in there. After 12 minutes, we need to just get into our head we are using some form of spellcasters. Whether that be, you know, almost entirely Hydralisks versus his carriers and a couple of Vipers to get some yoinks here and there to just whittle away. If we can yoink even 1 or 2 carriers away before we take that big fight, that will make a very big difference. And if we're not using Vipers, which we absolutely should be, we need to get some infestors because fungal does wonders versus interceptors. After this 12 minute, I don't want to see pure Hydralisk. I don't want to see pure Corruptor. We're Masters 2, brother. We're getting close to Grandmaster. This is not what we need to be doing. Okay, so this is too little too late. We get a lot of damage done here, and I mean, awesome, but we could have already won the game so long ago with this. More drones killed. Rope, sorry.
Looks like your brood has evolved.
It's 82 drones to 39 probes. We are so far ahead. What are we doing behind it? Oh, look at all these queens at absolute max energy. Look at our creep spread. My brother. No gas, 24 drones. No inject, well, inject queued up, my bad. But we're not moving drones, and we're larva capped there. Larva capped here. We are almost larva capped here. No inject, 2 queens available to inject. We are on 4 bases at 12 minutes and 30 seconds. We are, for all intents and purposes, regardless of that 4 supply, we are maxed. What are we maxed on? Ravagers, we've got lurkers, we've got Hydralisks, we've got a ling, and we've got 19 queens. We gotta get some value, and we gotta get, you know what, fuck value. We just gotta get rid of these queens. Let's just creep spread all the way up to their timely demise. I don't care if they get nothing killed. All I want to see out of all of these queens right here is just creep tumor, 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 walk up, die. That's all I want to see from them. The only alternative to this is we dump our Ravagers right now because this dude has... Okay, so he's got some Disruptors. He doesn't even have Storm yet. So we can get rid of our lurkers. Lurkers are what we need versus High Templar, which he doesn't have. Oh, the only alternative to not letting these queens die is to go for it right now, go for the throat, and just fucking give her. And we use them as part of our army. But we just don't do anything. Like, this is so much supply for nothing. Upgrades. Our Carapace, you know, it's something. We got +2 ranged attack. I'm loving the fact that we have the Vipers. Since there's no High Templar, we can't even get feedback. We're going for Spine Crawler City here. I don't like this. So we got way too many spines and not enough spores. Like, late game versus Skytoss, spores are part of our army. So a couple spines absolutely to stop the zealot run-bys, but brother, we gotta get more spores. We gotta be a little bit smarter here. And I'm only being this hard. Everything I'm saying, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to be a dick. This is all just constructive criticism, but out of all these replays, you're the only one who's Masters 2. You're the only one, you're the closest one to Grandmaster. You're the closest one to the top. So I gotta be a little bit hard on you. You definitely have it in you. If you've gotten this high in the ladder, you have the capability of getting higher. But we didn't showcase it too much in this game. Now we come up here and we take a really unfortunate trade. So where are our Vipers? Right here. Cool. I don't know what I'm doing. We have two options here. All of these voids are clumped up. Parasitic Bomb is sick on voids when we're clumped up if we're fighting. But if we're not fighting and we're going to pull back, what do we want to do? We want to get some yoinks. I'm looking at this from your point of view. This Disruptor Ball comes in. We see it. We're eyeing it. We let it happen. I'm not even mad, because we need to get rid of some fucking queens. We freed up some supply. That's a weird trade that... That's just a weird situation. I'm happy to see him lose some queens. We go up here, again, from your point of view. Yoink the Disruptor, awesome. We see this Disruptor Ball coming, and you know what? If there was an attempt at a split and shit happens, shit happens. But we just kind of watched it happen to ourselves. There was zero attempts to split. We're losing a lot. Look at our poor Vipers. Like, I know that they're on a separate hockey control group, but I swear they're control grouped in as well with your main army because they keep coming forward. All of these queens, all of this transfuse energy, and watch this Viper die.
Your brood has found something to great. Your Zerg abuse.
We gotta, Vipers are expensive, my dude. We gotta keep them, gotta keep them alive. So, I mean, we're not getting out of this, whatever. Just, hopefully we can get some value, but let's stop looking at it. Like, we're watching ourselves die. What are we doing behind this? 31 Hydralisks. What does our opponent have? 3 carriers with 2 more in production. I don't hate this decision because I know we're past that window, but we know that he's... Okay, we don't know. We think that he's only on 3 bases. He's on 56 probes. The fact that we're making all these Hydras to come back in and hopefully just bust might work, but at that point, we're realistically kind of going all in because we're going to blow all of our money right now on these Hydralisks to try and win the game. Behind it, we are just establishing a 5th at the 15-minute mark. Like, this is so late. We should have a 6th and a 7th down by now. Look at our injects. Non-existent. No, okay, we have 2 injects, missing 1 there. Let's stop looking at this poor fight because it's over. Come back in for the bust. Okay, we're going for it. Let's watch this from your point of view. What are our upgrades? 3-2. Good enough. Carapace is nowhere near done, so if we're gonna go for the fight, let's go for the bust. Time is of the essence. We're getting Ultralisks. I don't hate Ultralisks. There's a time and a place. There's a reason why you can use a couple Ultralisks for the High Templar. But do we even have vision that he's going for Storm? We do not. We don't know it. We haven't seen it. It can be assumed, yes, but we are preparing for something that we do not have, you know, proof that it's there yet. I hate this. I hate this so much. if we're going to go for the bust, we need to go for the bust. We need to use the Zerg Hydralisk Death Ball. Why are we splitting our units? And to top it all off, we've split our units into a choke. Watch these carriers come in from here. And now we're stuck between a rock and a hard place because we can't get out this way. We can't get out this way. And the best consolation prize we can get is a Nexus. We are going to lose 8, 16, 23 Hydralisks for 400 minerals is what we're going to lose. Okay, a couple Zealots and a couple Probes. Let's say 23 Hydralisks for even max of 1,000 minerals. That was such an inefficient trade. And then what are we doing? We're coming back in with these Hydralisks and we're saying, yeah, nope, fuck that. I don't disagree with you. Now, we're moving purely Corruptor. I hate this. I hate it so much. My man, we're not Platinum, we're not Diamond anymore. We're Masters too. We're getting close to GM. We need Spellcasters. We have 2 Vipers. 7 carriers. We have an incredibly low number of spores, and I mean, they're over here. We've got piss poor creep spread. We're staying all in. We had this game won like 3 times over. We did this to ourselves.
Your brood has found something to chew on. Mineral field complete.
So I'm just gonna let the losses tell the story here. Still no spellcasters in production. We have 2 Vipers. It's not enough.
Our base is under attack.
We lose this hatchery without a cancel. This motherfucker doesn't even have charge. He's got 5 slow zealots that just come in here that go herp to derp. I'll take that, please. Brother.
Forces have encountered the enemy. Mutation complete.
We are now at the 20-minute mark. We don't have this base. We don't have this base. We have no real vision of creep. All we know is he's expanded here. He's expanded here. Do we know any follow-up from 2 Stargate? No, we don't even know that he has Storm. I mean, again, it can be assumed, but when you assume things, you make an ass out of you and me.
Forces have encountered the enemy.
I'm just going to speed this up to illustrate my point at the very end. We're getting close.
Mutation complete. Nothing left in that mineral.
I guess, you know what, I'll do this just for the viewer's sake, but... Oh, let's watch this fight.
Our base is under attack.
And the slow lots get patch.
Mutation complete.
We get angry. We're pretty much maxed out.
Our base is under attack. Your brood has found something
here we
to
go.
chew on.
Okay. So, our army comp. 20 Corruptors, 6 Ultralisks, 2 Vipers, 7 Hydralisks, and a Partridge in a Pear Tree. Versus 8 Carriers, 5 Void Rays, 8 High Templars, and 2 Archons. Oh. Could we win this? Yes, we can. Are we going to? No.
Enemies taking out a creep completely mined out of it.
And let's see why. Okay. Right there. I'm digging it. So we come in with our Vipers, and we get a very good parasitic bomb off from these voids here. We immediately lose them. We don't really get any objects. Now, this is a Masters 2 game. It wasn't perfect, but at least this Protoss player did split up his Void Rays. Ultralisks are heading up ahead to try and deal with the High Templar, or are they? We've A-moved them forward, but they're now on the Archon. The whole point of these Ultralisks is to ignore everything else and go straight for the High Templar. Really good storms landed by this Protoss. We're just getting annihilated here. We're not really target firing with our Corruptors, like they're attacking Interceptors. We took this fight for what? This is kind of where it hits home. We took this fight for a Nexus that's still being built. It's not up and running. There's no probes there. We took this fight off of creep without spores, which again are part of your army composition when we're up against Skytoss in the late game. For no reason. Like, this is like betting your house on fucking red on the roulette table. And if you win, you know, you get a candy bar. And if you lose, they take your house. We're taking this huge risk for no reward. Oh. And that's it. That's the game, brother. We can speed it up and we can watch the end, but it's the same thing over and over and over. We just try and brute force them down with a combination of corruptors and hydralisks. Not to mention the fact that even if we did kill all of the carriers, you're going to experience the same thing that a Diamond Zerg is going to experience. All of a sudden, you've wiped out all the carriers, and all of a sudden, the Protoss is remaxed on ground, and you're sitting there with 50 Corruptors worth of supply, and you can't even make a ground unit, and you just have to watch your shit die. We needed spellcasters. We needed them much, much earlier. We need more Vipers, and we need Infestors. We need Spores, and we need to take the fight on creep. When we're up against Skytoss, it's the same thing as mech. We are delaying the fight as long as humanly possible, and we are going to eat up as much as of the map's resources as we can. We want to take away, even if we get one extra base on the Protoss, we just want to take as much resources, and we want to have a ridiculous bank of like 10 to 20,000 minerals, 10 to 20,000 gas, because we are going to lose a lot when that big fight happens. But the ability to remax and remax quickly, that's how we're going to win the game. We had no business taking this fight. We shouldn't. Once we realized that it was too far gone and we weren't going to bust them, we should have just been taking this base, fighting over as many resources as humanly possible, delaying the inevitable, and getting all of our spores in position, clearing out all the rocks, and setting up like our final stand. We had no business fighting. So, there we go. I hope that insight helped. I wish you the best of luck. Next time around, use spellcasters, eat up the resources, or pay attention and quickly realize that we could have won this game like 3 or 4 times already before we even let it get to this point. Thank you, and good luck.